All right, I got a couple new products for my boat. You know, I do all my rigging myself for the most part, put a lot of the stuff on there, put all my electronics on there, get them mounted the way I want them. But in the new Bassmaster competition, we have got to run a GoPro that views the entire boat. You know, so the POV has to be going over the whole boat. So from takeoff until we check in, we've got to be filming on YOLO Tech, one of these cool little deals. It goes down, and then you can put it up. You can put your GoPro right on there, and then you have a USB port, and that bad boy goes right into your your anchor light. So I have it in here, so it's going to be wedged in there. So when you turn your anchor light on, you'll have power on the USB port, and you can run all day for your GoPro, which is great. But in low light conditions, you don't have an anchor light. And I've known about these for a while, so I went ahead and ordered one. The Russell Marine products, the Blade Series, which is Blade Power Pole, Blade Series, anchor light, as it says right there, anchor, whatever. Anchor light, put that bad boy right on there. It's just got to be wired up. I'm going to walk you through how to do that. Not too complicated, so don't be afraid to just go ahead and order one of these bad boys and put them on yourself with just a few tools. So we'll go ahead and do that here in a few minutes. While I was on there, I saw they had a little fancy dandy new Pro XS Transom Saver, which is something that I have been looking for, and I went ahead and already put it on my boat. Now I have used these for the last year or two. These are the Transoms, or the steer stops from TH Marine. Those things are very handy. I like them because they're a hard plastic, but they're a little bit, they're real durable, but they're a little bit bendy. So you can put them right on there to keep your motor from turning left and right. But let me show you this Transom Saver. So you just, run it up a little bit, and this is what it is. The cool part is when you take your steer stops off, you can stick them right on here because they made that the same diameter. I mean, fancy, smart. They're really on there. They don't like to pop off. So I'm going to put that back on there because we don't need that. But this thing, it has these levers that go together, and they go into the little holes. I put mine on the second hole, and then these go right up against the trim stops, like where these trim tabs right here, where those pistons hit against here, that's where these go. And this is solid rubber, so it's not gonna scratch or bend anything up, mess anything up. And then you just kind of put it back in there like that. Mash those down into that second hole, and then you run it right back down to where those bolts would be. That's where that piston's going to hit, and now you are safe to travel. And let me just go ahead and throw it out there. Anytime you're traveling any long distances towing, you want to make sure you tighten up everything in your steering, your motor bolts, jack plate, all that stuff jostling going down the highway really takes a toll and loosens a lot of that stuff up. I'm not scared of running in 3-footers for 3 days in a row, but if I take a 1,000-mile truck ride, which is what I'm going to do here tomorrow, actually, drive to Texas from Virginia, I'm going to go ahead and check all of those again to make sure nothing loosened up. That's just the way it goes. So let's go ahead and get into, now Bass Cat gives you these fancy little straps when you get a new Bass Cat with power poles. Take these 2 straps off. Then I'm going to go in here and turn on to, here's the anchor light, the normal anchor light. But that YOLO Tech's going to be in that hole. That's why we need this deal here. So here's the tools I've got. I've got electrical tape, some wire ties, some butt connectors, the crimper, and the wire stripper. And that's about all. That's all I've got. I think that's all I'm going to need. We'll see when we get in here. But with my Bass Cat, I'm going to go in here and take this off so I can get into where I want to work a lot easier. Really cool little deal right there. Really cool. So what we're going to do is we're going to tap into the wires coming out of the back of the anchor light. So the new anchor light, once it's on here, we're going to put it on. We're going to feed the wires through there. The wire is going to come right through this fancy little hole that Basscat already put in there, and then we're going to tap into the back of this and just splice into it. Pretty easy. Pretty easy. We'll show you that. I think I only need one more thing. I need some tape. Need some blue tape, which we have right over here. Need some blue tape because I know how these things are mounted. I'm going to go in here, turn on my power poles, and then I'm going to try to knock down my cameraman. Watch out, Chuck! Almost got you there. So yeah, that thing's gonna mount right on here. I'm gonna open up the box and kind of show you what comes in here. I mean, it's not real heavy. I mean, this thing probably weighs no more than 2 pounds, and that's not gonna add any kind of weight that's gonna cause any damage to your power poles or to the rear of your boat if you're concerned about weight distribution or getting on plane in a timely fashion. It's a mostly plastic piece. It's got an LED light in the top. That's all that's in the box. I just got 2 bolts that are gonna go. They're gonna fasten it. I'll take this bad boy out of there. It's got some wire already. It's probably gonna have enough wire to run through that channel inside the power pole, through there, and then up to here, because it's a pretty close distance. If you have I guess a bigger boat or just a little different configuration, you may need to add in more wire. But we're going to go ahead and get this going. Feed all these out. Let's see, we get so we're gonna time it out here. We're just gonna do a little fitting on there. Well, I had it upside down. Don't do that. I had it upside down. Now I see what's going on. If you can see, there's a little channel in each side. So you're going to run, the black wire on one side and the white wire on the other, and that's where that tape's going to come in handy. Russell Marine Products, they do a good job with all their videos, especially on all their products. And I've seen Justin do this before, but I'm going to show you how it works on my boat. He was doing it on some other boat. So I'm just going to take and just put that tape, and I got the blue painter's tape. I think you could use whatever. I'm going to push that wire into that channel. And make sure it stays in there. Give a little extra in case it needs a little extra. But I'm going to tape that thing right into that channel. Then I'm going to give a little excess hold down in that channel there. Put that right in there. So as you can see, it's right in each channel side. And then Justin said, I'm going to separate these wires. Got a backlash in my wires here. Got a backlash. So I'm not a professional installer, so I get backlashes in my electrical wires. And we got people calling me. People calling me. It's early in the morning. People calling me already. We'll take the call and then we'll finish this up. Okay, so we're back. Had to field the phone call. So we got our wires run on each channel, and it's going to go right in there just like that. So the way the channels line up, you want to stick the wire through the 5th hole down from the bolt. You got a bolt, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm going to stick the black wire on one side, and we'll do the white wire on the other. Make sure it lines up in the correct hole. Put those bad boys right in there. And then as you can see, when you push it on, it clicks just like that. And then if you look up under there, you can see where those wires come through those corresponding 5th holes on each side, and they're not crimped or pinched or rubbing or anything like that. That's why they have that little channel in there. It's pretty slick. And then you can see it's designed to go right into that. So that thing pops right into place. You're not curious or wondering where you should put it. And then they've got these bolts right here. We're just gonna go ahead and hand tighten these for now. But they've got their own little spot to go through. And they are lock nuts. But you know, with this, all you're going to do is just kind of lightly tighten these down. You don't want to get too, you don't want to tighten these too much and pinch that power pole together. So now you're just going to pull your wires back together. Then you're going to run it down this upper channel. So you got the supports right here to keep the power poles together, and you're just going to run these 2 wires. Well, I'm going to take that out. I'm going to take that out because I want to go. I didn't get through the bolt there. I'm going to go over top of that bolt we just installed. Got to do things right, man. Gotta go over top of that. Then we're going to go over top of this bolt here, which has that support, and then the hydraulic piston in there. And then this one's going to be a little tougher to get through. So we're probably going to go ahead and get one of these. These are little handy dandy feeders, fiberglass feeders that I use to go all the way through the boat when I'm doing the other rigging. As you can see, this one's got some junk on it. I think it's old tape residue. I'm gonna take that off of there. So we're just gonna go right through here. We're gonna feel it up where those wires go. I'm gonna go. So what I'm doing is running over top of this bolt right next to where these are. And now we're gonna tape these to there with our electrical tape. Tape these on there real quick so we can feed them through easily. Whenever I'm taping them, I always like to tape in front of the wire so it doesn't catch, even if it's just a little one. All right, and now we're gonna go right through that channel, right down through there, where the hydraulic cables are going. We're going to go right down through there and then come up right next to that. I think this is the easy part to me. This is the easy part. We'll see how difficult the wiring is going to be. That just went right up through that little channel. That's handy. And I'm going to probably go ahead and put a little electrical tape there. I don't want to have too hard of a hard connection. I may do wire ties. I may do that, but then I'm just going to go up under. You can see this. I'm going to go right up under there. Like I said, Bass Cat's got that hole already right there. And then since we took that cover off, I can reach up in there, I think. Yeah. I can reach right up in there. And then, so we're gonna secure it there. And then it looks like we have plenty of wire, just about the right amount. It's like those guys have done this before. I'm gonna fish this back around my gas tank line, so I don't have to deal with that. And now, go right here to the back of the anchor light. And I'm gonna have to undo a couple wires right here. And then I can splice into these two. And you should be good to go, because there's one of these wires is black and one of these is white. And I'm gonna get you to change angles here in a second, so you can see what all's going on here. And then we'll get this thing wired up here pretty quick. All right, so what we're gonna do is just put these butt connectors on here. Then we're gonna splice into this wire down here. And then we're gonna have to strip those out, twist those two lines together, and then stick the butt connectors on the corresponding black and white wires. This is the easy part. And with Bass Cat, everything's pretty tight in there. There's not a lot of loose wires. Every boat's a little bit different. I'm gonna crimp that on there real good. And then put that one on there. Crimp that on real good. Now, it's the tricky part. Trying to see how much slack I can get out of there. Try to work it a little free. Just a little electrical tape on there. I'll try to get that off. Yeah. So what we're going to do is just pull as much slack as I can out of here. He's got all these other wires in there, but I'm going to pull these, get as much slack as I can, and then this is where I'm going to make my cut. Now I've got my master power off, which is advised. Got my master power off, and you don't want to have live wires that you're going to be splicing into if you don't have to. Now I've got my little crimpers, or strippers. Strip off a good bit. We're doing the black first. got it on the wrong. I got those crimped, but what you want to make sure is that when you twist these together, they're both twisted equally, so that when you slide it up into that butt connector, it's gonna have plenty of traction on both sides. Pull that down tight. So the black is nice and secured. Black side is spliced in. I'm going to pull the white one out as much as we can. Cut that bad boy. Yeah, that was not your phone, that was mine. If you heard that at home. Oh. Working way in there, it's hard to see what's going on. So yeah, you want to get a good 1/2, 5/8 inch to work with there to be able to twist those wires together. Now I'm going to get these two out as much as possible. This is hard to try to show you with being a tight space, But I'm going to get in here, twist these up good and even. Yeah, I know that's going to have a good grip on it. Well, I felt it come loose, so I didn't want to get in a hurry. Fat hands. Yeah. I don't like that twist either. There we go. That's a good twist. Now we're going to shove that all the way on. And every time I crimp, I always like to try to work it back to the split. Nice and tight. Yeah, that's good. I can feel it's nice and snug. So before we do anything else, we're going to go ahead and turn the master power on. We're going to hit the navigation lights and see if the light comes on. Master power. Look at that. We have light. I'm not going to put the cable up yet because I want to tighten everything down, but you can see we have light there, and that is going to meet the Coast Guard regulations for for how it's gonna, for your anchor light. Because when you're running down the lake, no matter what kind of boat you're in, U.S. Coast Guard regulations say that your anchor light needs to be higher than anything else. So you just have to make sure that your anchor light is above your outboard engine on a bass boat. So that's why this anchor light fits on top of the power pole, and it's mega handy. And all this stuff is waterproof in here, and so the power poles going in and out, not a big deal. They've been around for a few years. I think this is actually like the second generation of the anchor lights. All that's left now is just to tighten everything up. I'm going to go ahead and leave a little slack in here, because with these wires going up and down, you don't want to like constrict them, and so that's why I'm going to leave a little slack here when I go to tighten these up, and then I'm going to go ahead and tighten that stuff up and run it back up, and we are going to be done. So that's the installation on the Russell Marine Products anchor light. Like I said, I've known about it for years, just had not had a real need for it until now, since we have to have the POV going all the time in Bassmaster Elite Series competition, and get to have access to a cool new product. So I wanted to show y'all this cool new product, new to me anyway. And then this Transom Saver is very, very handy. I really like this, and this is something I didn't have any idea existed until I went to get this light. So I hope y'all enjoyed it. You want to see any other products, or you want me to test anything else, I might, and I might not. But if it's something I don't know about, then I very well may test it. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and be sure to comment down there if you have any questions or anything like that on your installation.